Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the University of the West of Scotland evening Hamilton graduation ceremony. My name is Craig Mahoney. I'm the Principal and Vice-Chancellor, and it's a delight to welcome our graduates here and, of course, their family and friends. I hope you have a lovely occasion this evening. It's my pleasure to declare this assembly for the awarding of academic distinctions in session.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly, graduates. My name is Paul Martin, and it's my great pleasure as Deputy Principal of this university to welcome you to today's graduation. For me, graduation is the most important day in the university calendar. Students are the heart and soul of our university, and it is a privilege and an honour for me and my academic colleagues to share this day with you, our students, and with your families and friends. Today we all celebrate your hard-earned achievements. We live in ever-changing times, but today represents a time of great opportunity for you. You have successfully completed your studies with us, and you will be preparing to start off on the first or next stage of your careers. Some of you will develop your careers here in the West of Scotland, contributing to the economic and social development of our local communities, building on the significant skills and experience you have gained whilst at the University of the West of Scotland. Others will pursue employment across the UK or perhaps overseas, putting your skills into practice in an international setting. For our EU and international students graduating today, I hope the experience you have gained while studying with us here in Scotland will leave a permanent mark on you and instil a passion to return to this place of learning throughout your lives. But for all our graduates, I hope we have given you a global perspective in which you can develop and nurture your future careers. You have invested in your own future by studying at UWS, and I hope you will realise great benefit from that investment. Who knows what you will achieve, but remember your alma mater. We will always remember you and welcome you back to share your experiences with other students. I hope that you will recall your time with UWS favourably and encourage others to follow in your footsteps. I know you will remember the many staff and academic and professional support colleagues who have helped you to reach this day of celebration. Here at UWS we have around 16,000 students, and students are central to all that we do. Research and other commercial activities, although hugely important, are not the primary reason for a university's existence. Our reason for being here is you, our student population. With over 2 million students undertaking higher education across the UK, the importance of students not just to universities but to the wider economy cannot be underestimated. The time and effort you have put in to achieve your degree today will not only change your life, but will collectively make a significant contribution to the Scottish, UK and international economies for years to come. At UWS, we are passionate about student sporting excellence. We recognise the increasing importance of sport, club and societies and the life and well-being of our students. Last season, our men's football and hockey teams won their leagues and have been promoted to a higher division as a result. Additionally, it was fantastic to see 4 students selected for international representation in their chosen sport. Ryan Brown for swimming, Ern Cuthbert for football, Callum Hawkins and Kirsty Gilmer, both representing Great Britain in the Rio Olympics. And from the summer of 2016, we are the principal partner in Scottish Netball franchise, entering a team, UWS Sirens, into the UK-wide National Netball League. This will give us exposure through Sky Sport and enable huge opportunity for brand awareness, reputation building, recruitment of students and research outputs. In June, our court gave final approval to proceed with the development of the new campus for our Lanarkshire provision. And this will provide a state-of-the-art learning and research environment that will host not just the netball team I've just mentioned, but also other sporting facilities, residencies, research and contemporary learning environments. Now, as some of my colleagues are aware, have over the last week, and I think there's some public health nurses graduating today, have suffered from probably the worst case of man flu. Who is that? A wee bit louder than that, please. That you've ever seen. So, either I could go on for the remaining 45 minutes of this presentation, or I can cut it short. Which would you prefer? We'll go with the short version. I think I'd like to just then go off script, so I'll bin the rest of the presentation and we'll just have a blether, if you like, for the next 5 minutes. I'm keen to recognise with family and friends the achievement of students. And we recognise at UWS, given that we are the university that supports more students from challenging backgrounds, we have more students articulating from college backgrounds into our university than any other university in Scotland. And I think the Scottish Government needs to take more notice of that. But university is an opportunity to change your life. It changed my life. I was the first in my family to go to university. Your university experience improves your job prospects. That's what our students tell us is important to us. It's why most of our students come to university in the first place. And 94% of our undergraduate and 97% of our postgraduate UWS students find work 6 months after graduating. We understand also that our students come to university to help to improve the well-being of their families and contribute to the economic sustainability and growth of the communities that you're part of. However, we also acknowledge that none of us can do any of this by ourselves. We can't do it as individuals, we can't do it with just our family support, we can't do it with just our friends, we can't do it with just the staff of UWS. We need to work collectively as teams, pulling in the resources and support as we require it. Now, at this point, we need to reflect that there's a bit of a competition goes on between myself and the Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor's in the fancy seat in the middle there, and he's the ultimate boss of the university, if you like. And he's from Tasmania. You'll probably have picked up in the kind of Australian accent. And he is fiercely competitive. Comes from a sports psychology background, fiercely competitive. So there's a bit of a competition goes on about who can get the loudest cheer from the audience. Okay, now this links back to why I went for the sympathy vote earlier on, because the reality is that you're all very nervous, the students in particular at the moment, and family and friends are all quite excited and waiting for you to come up onto the platform, and please, for goodness sake, take your time. You don't need to run across the stage. Folk want to take your photographs and everything, so just take your time. Pay heed to what Nina was saying in terms of the rules. So, I'm going to look in about 5 seconds for you to give the loudest collective cheer you can, right? Now I'm looking for applauding, shouting, whistling, yelling, screaming, whatever it is that you want. Kids and everybody, the most noise that you can make. Because at the end, the Vice-Chancellor always then asks you to mark the success of the students by raising the rafters. By that time, you're fully relaxed, and the noise that comes out of you is just tremendous, right? And I always lose, right? So tonight, because I'm so unwell, I want the loudest noise you possibly can. So 1, 2, 3, and then the loudest noise. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm not suggesting you'll be able to keep that up for all 132 students that are graduating today, but please acknowledge your loved ones as they pass across the stage and receive their degrees. Part of doing the presentations at these degree ceremonies is the ability to perhaps reflect on our experiences in life. And I would just like to kind of reflect back some important messages that I'd like you to take away and think about as you graduate today. I think for me, this is the kind of what next, what's going to happen now, because life doesn't stop today, it starts for many today. It's the pay it forward principle. Look for opportunities to give something back, right? Whether that's through volunteering, whether that's through supporting friends and families at points of crisis, whether that's being a mentor, taking a student in placement and encouraging your employers to take students in placements, and looking to work as an ambassador for UWS, promoting your experience at UWS and the successes that you're celebrating today in a positive light. I'd also ask you to act with confidence and make this the start of your learning journey. UWS will always be here to offer further study, research and continuing professional development. And although that might not be in the front of your minds today, it will be as you walk through the path of your career. Some of you might also think about starting your own company. And it might surprise some of the family and friends here today of the number of students who actually start their own companies while studying here at UWS, supported by UWS and our partners. The next reflection for myself is that in Scotland, and I think this is particularly important when you look around the world at the moment, in Scotland we pride ourselves in being a tolerant, multicultural society. This richness of experience of different ways to think about things and approach problems makes us the country we are today and will become tomorrow. Citizenship, after all, is truly global. A saying you may have heard, if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. Now, that was Albert Einstein, and I think we might reflect that he's considered a fairly smart guy. Now, this means that if you want to grow as individuals, if we want to develop as society, if we want to be able to make the world a better place, then things including what we do, how we do them, and the contributions that we individually and collectively make needs to be different. We need to look to the bigger picture. We need to build different solutions, services, products, markets, and even, yes, outlooks on life. So change will be one of the constant things in your life. Learn to embrace it with optimism and without fear, and it might end up being some fun. The chief executive of Facebook is reported as saying he will not employ someone to do work for him that he could not do for himself. And this is an important message that stresses our reputation and our behaviour in terms of how we treat others. Respect one another, be honest and trustworthy, act with integrity, have some fun, laugh, and you won't go far wrong. But most importantly of all, for the sake of generations to come, individually and collectively, please dare to be different. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Business and Enterprise, I present to you for the degree of Master of Business Administration with distinction, Ramesh Gupta. And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Bindu. Shayaben Kaimlashwar Chakravarti. Mahfuza Rashid Chowdhury. Sarah Brown Ladunza Deot. Akil Ehsan. Mohammed Nahid Evan. Tamina Ferdus. Dianish Narishke Shanika Fernando. Young Fen Hu. Faiza Iqbal. Saeed Ibn Matkat. Keze Nema Mustari. Mohammed Monsieur Rahman. Aranthe Kalpana Ratnayake Gamaj. Waka Shah. Mohammed Nasim Udin. Mohammed Wasim. Mohammed Usman Zahid. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Financial Management with distinction, Kandaka Rajibur Rahan. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Human Resource Management with distinction, Natalie Yurevna Downs. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Human Resource Management, Mohammed Amir Shehzad. Mohammed Alim Udin. Catherine Ann Wallace. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Management, Mohammed Koiz Ahmed. Rasul Mia. Philip Wagner. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Marketing Management with distinction, Wilhelmus Johannes Maria Gussens. And for the degree of Master of Science, International Marketing Management, Mohammed Shami Al-Hassan. And for the postgraduate diploma in international financial management, Mini Kafui Anku. And for the postgraduate diploma in international marketing management, Serge Mbenga. And for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting with honours, Ewan Clark. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business with honours, Christopher Devlin. Rachel McRae. Andrew McQuaid. Sehar Anjum Salim. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Events Management with honours, Rachel Louise Brown. Emma Sharp. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Law with first class honours, Janie Louise Laughlin. And for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting with distinction, the following students: Sean Agatis, Nora Mooney, and for the degree of Bachelor of Accounting, Zareen Ghaffar. Swarna Manjunatha. Carol Sarah McCaffrey. David Stephen Sinclair. Sharon Taylor. Geraldine Whitley. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business with distinction, the following students: Michelle Marie Allison, David Thomas Alexander Collins, Christopher Kerrigan, Peter McBride, John Stephen MacDonald, Alejandra Moyer, Carrie Louise Muircroft, David Paul Stewart, Kenneth Malcolm Ratton, And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Business, Melissa Shaduto. Jennifer Fletcher. Sarah Jane Graham. Domenico Marcantonio. Danielle McDougall. Erin Marie McKenna. Carol Ann Peerless. David Stevenson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Events Management, Chloe Hislop. Stephen Laughlin. Samantha Ann McIntosh. Rochelle McHackney. Chloe Vineski. Jennifer Ethne Yates. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Law, Gemma Conlon. Emma Tuffer. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Law and Business, Gemma Margaret Watson. It now gives me great pleasure to present to you our School of Business and Enterprise Court Medal winner. This is awarded to the most distinguished student across all campuses on each level of each academic programme. For Bachelor of Accounting, Level 9, Laura Lanny.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Health, Nursing and Midwifery, I present to you for the degree of Master of Science Health Studies, Anthony Butler. And for the degree of Master of Science Maternal and Child Health, Advanced Neonatal Practice, Emma Jane Allen. And for the degree of Master of Science, Maternal and Child Health, Advanced Paediatric Practice, Helen Margaret Anderson. Avril Law. And for the degree of Master of Science, Psychosocial Interventions, Christopher McMahon. And for the Postgraduate Diploma in Specialist Community Public Health Nurse, Health Visitor, Sarah Buchan. Laura Donald. Karen Jane Donaghy. Stephanie Gibson. Lorraine Gilliland. Kirsty Fiona Haggerty. Jacqueline Elizabeth Ingalls. Wendy Muriel Johnson. Gillian Susan Liddell. Jane MacDonald. Laura Matheson. Christine Maxwell. Jennifer Mary McGroarty. Lee Meikle. Melanie Jean Meldrum. Lynn Baxter Morgan. Gail Muir. Cheryl Murray. Gillian Louise Murray. Siobhan Perry. Lisa Marie Russell. Kathleen Sweetland. Heather Jane Tinning. And for the postgraduate certificate in child protection, Diane Cairns. Stephen Craig. Lorraine Margaret Johnston. Julia McCrum. Mary Elizabeth Parsons. And for the graduate certificate in personality disorder, Colette Helen Marie Johnson. Elizabeth McCann. Elaine McEwen. Cara Smiley. And for the graduate certificate in working with older people, Rose Belbin. Julie Ann Glenn. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Health Studies, Linda Margaret Bennett. Sheila Bryce. Karen Fiona Cairns. Linda Doonan. Mandy Elizabeth Gilroy. Lorraine Little. Lisa McGregor. Karen Edwina McLennan. Elaine Ann O'Neill. Claire Purdy. And finally, for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Mohammed Hassan Saeed.
Well, that hard task of coming up here and walking across the stage, which I know stresses students considerably, is now over. You can begin to relax and enjoy the rest of the day. As one of my colleagues said earlier, we were never going to take the degree away from you or the award, so coming up here shouldn't be too stressful, not as stressful as it was perhaps to gain it in the first place. Now, you heard about a competition earlier. I'll come back to that in a moment. I just want to say to this young lady down here, you're awake now. Hello. Because when Paul did his little act a moment ago, she was asleep. And he frightened her so much with the noise that you all made that she woke with quite a start. There's a number of young children in the audience tonight. It's always lovely to have children here, and I appreciate that parents and others who are looking after them sometimes get stressed with the noise that they can make. We don't care. They're future students for us, and we're always keen to welcome people of all ages to our ceremonies, and do hope you have a lovely time. Now, I have to refer back to my deputy, Paul, who spoke with you earlier. He is suffering from that debilitating disorder often known by one gender as man flu. And I say that because that's not normally how he presents. He goes off script much quicker, and he goes into a range of territories. For example, can I just have a show of hands here? Anybody here who's from Cumnock? Just try. I can't see. There's nobody here from Cumnock. Got one here. Got one. Okay, that's good. This one works much better in Ayr, of course, where Cumnock is a little bit closer. But Paul was born and brought up in Cumnock, so he's very proud of his roots, and he often goes into a very impressive story about his upbringing. And he did touch on it a little bit today about being the first in his family to go to university, as many of you probably are. And these are life-changing qualifications that you've now secured. We wish you a very positive, fruitful, happy and successful journey with the qualification that you've now secured. It still remains the fact that the number of people with university qualifications is small. It's about 40% of the population. And so what you hold now is a license for you to go and do something fantastic with your lives beyond this point. We wish you every success with that. Now, the competition earlier was about making a noise, and I have to admit that whilst Paul did rouse you reasonably well, I thought it was pretty modest. And if that's the best you can do, then I'll take the degrees back. So I really want everybody, the graduates and their parents, family and friends that are here, to really raise this roof. Now, the purpose of raising this roof is not only to demonstrate that we can make more noise now than Paul got from you earlier, but really it's to recognise the achievements of the graduates who have done something fantastic in gaining this qualification, and then in reverse for you guys to recognise all the great work that your family and friends did, and hopefully the staff did, in supporting you through this qualification. So I'm going to count you in from 5 down to 1. On 1, I really want this roof to rise, so not just the clapping, the screaming, I want to hear some whistling, shouting. Really live it up here, guys. Now, and particularly the youngsters here, this is your chance to let out all that stress and frustration of staying quiet for an hour. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come on! Another one. Thank you very much for that. There'll be trouble back at the camp. It's my task now to close this assembly, and in doing so, welcome you back to the Hamilton campus, the Armada Hall, where there is a reception, a drinks and food reception for you. We're welcoming you all back there. Please come back and enjoy the company of your friends, your family, colleagues at the university. Thank you very much.